Brooklyn, with a late 14-2 run, made it close, closed to within 5. 7-point game at the break. It is the Sprint halftime report. In Studio J in Atlanta, Ernie Johnson, Shaq's here, Charles is here, Kenny is here, and Kenny gets to start it off because the Raptors are. This is a team. You talked about Kyle Lowry, and you talked about DeMar DeRozan. That backcourt's pretty dynamic, and Lowry's fighting through a lot of pain. Had 10 points in the first quarter, 10 points in that.
And a lot of people don't know what makes the Toronto Raptors good a lot of times because they're in Canada. But I'm going to show you what makes them good. I'm going to show you what makes them good. Man, that's one of the straight. One time.
He has beaten you 3 nights in a row.
Whoa! Anyway, I want you to fall so bad. You and I both. But you and I both, Chuck.
Take that 3 of us.
You could fight him and he could fall. But anyway, that's another story.
No, that's not good.
But as we go down and we let the play run, the Toronto Raptors just understanding the defensive five. Steve's are here. Freeze are here. Because right here it said this is a shooter. So we pressure shooters, and we're going to make sure that this happens. This is following a playoff game plan. Without me being in the locker room, I understand what they probably did. It swings here. Now, we're not letting Joe Johnson freeze it again. Post up. So we're not playing the shooter. We're making sure Joe Johnson is not post up on the block. We're going to help on him. So that's this game plan. They're following it. Joe Johnson gets it, freeze it again. Everybody's coming. Everybody's coming. No Joe Johnson post-ups. Good. He gets it. Freeze it again. Shooter's in the corner. Here's the shooter. So he knows it. And he's instead of one guy running, both guys run out, contest the shot. Last part of defense is rebounding, and they get it. Following the game plan. And then they have a guy, DeMar DeRozan in America, who can get his shot. He can get it anytime he wants and how he wants. So DeMar DeRozan, a superstar in the making, kind of where Paul George was last year in the playoffs. So following the game plan wins.
Yeah, DeRozan, an all-star at 7 out of 12 in the first half for his 20 points. A guy who's a little under the radar on that team.
I sure wish you had a lot more to say. I might have dressed like a mug over here.
Well, you save it.
Say something else.
We're trying to talk about Amir Johnson right now.
It's hot up in here, boss.
Amir Johnson's got 13 and 4.
Yeah, to add on what Kenny's saying, you also need an other that comes out and plays with a lot of energy. We've been having this conversation all week. Here's a guy who's not going to get his play called.
Oxygen.
Yeah, but right here he plays smart basketball, gets the rebound, and this guy right here has a lot of energy. Right here, it's a pick and roll guy. You run, set the pick and roll, roll to the basket, and guess what? You're not strong enough because he's playing with a lot of energy, and he is an other with a lot of energy. He's doing really good. Something I don't have right now, energy. And, this guy, he's just playing well. So if they continue to play like this and Amir Johnson continues to play like this, they're going to be hard to beat in this series.
Hey, let's see what the Four Amigos are doing. Are we tracking the Four Amigos?
Yes, 4 points, 10 and 10. So we're on our way.
But you said
I said 2 in the high teens and 2 in the high 20s. Yeah, I know what I said.
20s. That's not happening. They're not exactly on pace to do that at this point.
Yeah, they are.
But they're do the math. No, don't do the math.
Don't do the math. 4 times 4 is 16.
Brooklyn's only down 7 here.
That's right. They're coming back.
Well, listen, if I look at these two teams you got to watch in the second half. Joe Johnson has to be the best player for Brooklyn if they're going to win. He's only got 4 points. He's 1 for 5. He's the key. He's their best player. And if he doesn't have a great second half, but if Toronto's going to win, is where it gets tricky for me. Jonas Valanciunas, he got to play better because he, to me, is underrated. He's one of the better big men in the NBA, but he only has 2 points. Amir Johnson had a very good half. DeMar and Lowry had a good half, but Jonas has got to get Valanciunas. He's got to get probably, I may pick out a number, 15 points.
He's averaging 14 and 14 in the series. Yeah,
but he's only got 2
and 5.
So those are 2 guys I would look at. Joe has to, whoever plays the better in the second half, between those 2 guys, that team is going to win the game.
Yeah, Joe Johnson shooting 61% for the series coming in, and as Chuck pointed out, just 1 for 5 in the first 24 minutes. Back with more in a minute on the Sprint halftime.
I'll race her again. Let's go.
He's still sweating.
Let's go.
I was going to be sweating on the 14th, too, when I was whooping your...
That's bleeding.
That's why you canceled.
Blood.
That's why you canceled.
Blood moves is like sweat.
Yeah, that's why you canceled.
We can always put it back on.
Welcome to the Sprint Halftime Report. For more untold NBA player stories, check out The Crossover at sprint.com/.